Hello everybody, this is Adrienne with Ascension Soul Coaching. Today is March 27th, 2023. You all just saw it today. Harry showed up in the UK for the lawsuit he has against the Associated newspapers over in the UK. He went to the high courts and he made a little circus out of everything. Y'all saw that, right? Because people were thinking that Harry, because of his visa issue, was not going to be able to come back to the UK and then be able to return back to the USA because he lied on his, allegedly lied on his visa about his drug use. Well, he wants you all to know that he got it covered, that he is okay, and that he has people in high places who help him out. I told you this on the prior reading. Believe it, okay? So I want to do a reading today quickly on what's going on with this media case, this lawsuit he has against the Associated newspapers in the UK. Now, as you know, he said in a previous interview, this is his lifelong job to be able to reconstruct the media. So, and that is what he's doing. Now, let me just tell you this. He does have a hatred for the newspapers, especially the British press, because of course he believes they killed his mother. Still to this day, he still believes that they killed his mother. Okay, so, but that's not the only thing. As I told you before, opportunist. His job is to get back at anybody he can because of his anger he has within him and his mental issues that he just can't let go of his mother. And people in high places know that that's what Harry wants, and so they're giving him what he wants. But they're using him as an instrument to do this. It's not just for him, it's for them. And the them are who? The elite. World Economic Forum, the One Young World, UN Agenda, the Great Reset. Okay, they're all being used, and I'm going to show you that. I've always known there's a connection with all this, right? I've done this video a long time ago when COVID first started about all the connections and what was the plan and things I heard about from 1992 that they were going to do 30 years out. As a young kid, didn't think it was going to happen, but you know, now I'm seeing it, and you can't unsee something that you know that was written years ago. So I'm going to show you and try to plot out for you in this reading how the media court case, this lawsuit, is a part of the bigger, grander scheme. Because you've heard of Build Back Better. Well, what are they building back better? You heard it from every country. Every world leader has said the same thing.
It's a very pertinent question to ask, how do we build back better?
To build back better or whatever.
We have a chance to reset the clock and build back better than before.
To build back better than before.
Remember the terrible damage of COVID as we try to build back from this global pandemic.
Joe Biden calls it Build Back Better.
Build back better.
Building back better.
To do things differently. To build back better.
We're going to build it back better.
And build it back better.
It's my plan to build back better.
Start taking all the problems that have been created in education and mental health and start to build back in a positive way.
In order to build back better, you have to destroy a lot of things. So the UK side, you have the monarchy and you have the British tabloids. And those two, in Harry's mind, goes hand in hand, as does with the elites. If you demolish that, you can bring it back better the way you want to, because you will understand they are going after social media. You can't say anything you want to say on social media anymore. You can't even have a real opinion. You got people saying, I can't say this word, I can't say that word. If I say this, I'm not going to be monetized, or my channel is going to disappear. Okay, freedom of speech is important. Now this case, as you know, if you've been paying attention, is something they're trying to dredge up from 30 years ago. This case was settled out of court years ago. Okay, about the British tabloids tapping people's phones. Y'all heard about Camilla Gate, the tampon gate, and stuff about Diana, things she said. They tapped their phones. Okay, we know that, and they had to pay money out because of that situation 30 years ago. Harry and his group, Harry, Elizabeth Hurley, Elton John, Baroness Doreen Lawrence, they all are saying that the things that they're pulling back is from 1994 to 2011. They're trying to go back and retroactivate this particular case and say that this was happening in that time frame, and so they want to go back and they want to bring a lawsuit up against this newspaper. And as you all know, the Associated newspapers own Mail on Sunday Online, and the Daily Mail. Okay, so I look at the Daily Mail every day. Okay, so I get my news, a lot of my news from there. And so is, I'm sure, a lot of other YouTubers who talk about Harry and Meghan and Andrew. But they, Meghan also sued Mail on Sunday before the letter that she wrote to her father that was public, that he talked about and showed to the newspaper, and they published part of it. And she miraculously won that case, right? Y'all know she didn't win that case. It was given to her. But that's my opinion. Do your own research. So they're suing them again for things that happened years and years and years ago, public, private medical records, telephone calls. They're claiming people impersonated people to get information, and phone tapping yet again. Okay, these are all alleged, and the newspapers come out and say, look, this is rubbish. It never happened. It's preposterous, and there's no evidence to support these claims, right? So it doesn't matter. If they're working with the elites to destroy the British royal press or the British press, they don't really need any real evidence. All they need is the accusation. And that way, when you go to court, you can open up a lot of records. You can do discovery. Discovery means you can go down this rabbit hole to a certain degree to pull information out. They claim they don't want to know how they got this information, who the sources they use, blah, 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 blah. And I'm telling you, it's a witch hunt. It's a witch hunt because even if they don't have any real merit to this case, and it does go past the hearing, the preliminary hearing, which is this week, they can actually go into discovery if the case goes forward, and they can start pulling information, talking to different people, intimidating other people. But there's all kinds of stuff they can do. Okay, so I'm just telling y'all, just stay tuned, because there's some things going on. Harry and Meghan have made a deal with the devil to get money and prestige and power in order to work with the World Economic Forum and those people on that level to destroy the British press. And that is my opinion, and I do hope you do your own research. This is for entertainment purposes only, okay? All right, so we're gonna do this reading, okay? So I want to talk about what it is that they want to do with information. I've just told you what I think, okay? Let me just do a reading on what actually is happening, okay? When we talk about the Great Reset. And I'm going to use the cards today. It is called, cards are called the Korean Tarot card. Okay. All right. So I'm going to throw out a few cards. This is the book. So what is it that I think they want to destroy. So what are they going to do with this information? What are they going to do with this information that comes out in court? Now, we still have the preliminary hearing this week, which is 4 days. We've got 3 more days of that. And then we're going to see if the judge is going to say there's enough evidence to move forth with the actual lawsuit, okay, with the Duke of Sussex against Associated newspapers. So the question I'm asking, though, is what are they going to do with the information that does come out in court this week? All right, so we flip the card out, and I'm going to read that card. Let me show you what it is first, and then I'm going to read it out of the book. This is the card. And we're going to read it. It says, it's the palace building is what it is, y'all. It says, it is a central building standing in Gyeongbokgung Palace, where coronations, royal weddings, and other state ceremonies were held, and symbolizes the royal family of Joseon. With all very important official ceremonies and rituals having been performed here, the palace constitutes the place of essence of the palace. Gyeongbokgung means diligent governance. Diligence was one of the highly valued virtues of the king in governing this country. The king was supposed to diligently work to put the comfort of his subjects ahead of his own and his enjoyment of the power. In addition, in Gyeongbokgung, official functions such as banquets and fireworks for foreign ambassadors were carried out. The structure was built with eye-catching splendors to exhibit the pride of the kingdom. Most national events that needed to demonstrate the magnificence of the kingdom reportedly took place here. So that's this card here. Okay, the kingdom, the palace. This is the palace. So what do they want to do with this? Now, most of y'all are already upset with King Charles because he hasn't taken the titles away from Harry and Meghan. People in your country believe, or in the UK, believe that Charles is putting Harry ahead of the country and his official responsibilities. And per this card, he has to show diligence. And this goes along with the art of war we talked about the other day. Charles has to stand firm so that he can make sure that he's doing what's right for his country, his family, and for the kingdom. Now, he does have this thing where he's working with the WEF too. So and I know you're all thinking that he does not because he's the king now. He was doing it when he was the Prince of Wales. But remember, you don't make lifelong friends like that in high places and just walk away from them. He may not be able to attend the WEF functions anymore, but it does not mean he doesn't have friends that he's working with behind the scenes or talking to him or asking for favors. Okay? They don't just end like that. That's too powerful. They don't give up power like that, okay? So that friendship that he created with those people on that level and that particular agenda, he still has those friendships and those connections in that network. Don't get it twisted. Okay, so this is what Harry is using this as a precursor for the coronation. This is a setup for the coronation, y'all. Is Harry going to attend? Well, first of all, now you know he's not afraid to attend. He's not afraid of the visas. He's not afraid of what y'all think. He's not afraid to be booed. He just knows that he's going to be covered. If his father lets him come, he's going to be okay. But Prince or King Charles can't give him any more after this. This has got to be it. No more is done. Or he will lose favor with the people of the British royal family and over here in America too, because we're looking at him too like, man, you need to stand up. You need to stand up to your son. You're sorry you're in the middle of the WEF and all the great resets and all the stuff you want to do, but you're going to have to find a balance on how to deal with that. And that's not our issue. That is your issue. And so we're going to be sitting back watching and see what he does. Okay? All right. So that's that. That's that with the card. So I want to show you all how these people are connected. Okay? We have Elton John, who of course was friends with Princess Diana, sang at her funeral. When she passed on, he became friends with Prince William and Prince Harry. Now, I think he's more friendly now with Prince Harry than with William right now because of this agenda they're both on. Elton John spoke at the WEF. He gave a speech there. Now, he's also part of the gay rights, transgender. He has his AIDS foundation. So he is a part of this agenda, okay? So then we got Elizabeth Hurley. Now, Elizabeth Hurley, she's an actress, model. She has a son named Damien, and by this guy named Stephen Bing. A few years ago, killed himself, I think around 2019, 2020, somewhere around that time. He was a multimillionaire. His grandfather was a billionaire, I suppose, in dealing with housing and real estate in the States. His father inherited money from his grandfather, and then Stephen, he also inherited money from his grandfather. But when Stephen died, he had never really considered Damien his child to the very end. And when he died, the will had excluded Damien, Elizabeth Hurley's son. Elizabeth tried to take the family to court, the state to court, to try to get the money. The grandfather said, look, my child wanted, if my son wanted your son to be a part of his life, he would have made it so. And he did not, and so he doesn't get any money. Elizabeth Hurley lost out on that lawsuit because it was an irrevocable trust that had been set up. The money went to his sister's 2 children. Okay? So all this, it was a $600 million inheritance, that this boy was eligible for. I think Stephen had actually dwindled a lot of the money because he gave a lot of money away, he gambled money, he had women and all that stuff. But one of the things that Stephen did was he donated millions of dollars towards President Bill Clinton's nonprofit. So there was some controversy about that because at one point there was this big controversy about Bill Clinton's donations that he was getting paid. All these millions of dollars for people to donate to his foundation. So, and Stephen Bing was one of them, as was Melinda and Bill Gates, okay, and some other high-profile people. So there was a lot of issues with that. And Elton John as well, he donated to them. The Princess Diana Foundation donated to it, to Bill Clinton's foundation. So, there was a big to-do about that a while back, okay? Now, Elizabeth is not, I haven't seen anything online that she's directly tied to the WEF, but her son is transitioning to a woman, I suppose. He's a model. He looks a lot like his mother. He's fluid, sexually fluid and wears dresses. So there is a big movement right now, y'all, with transgender, and the World Economic Forum and the Great Reset is allowing that. That's one of their things that they're pushing. As you know, Harry and Meghan are also, their R12 Foundation is actually working along with boys and non-toxicity in boys, and that your gender is not tied to your sexual organs. So they're a part of this movement as well. All this stuff works together, y'all. All this stuff works together. I'm not pulling things out of the air. I did my little research, okay? Now, the other thing, okay? Now, another one of the people who are on this particular group suing the newspaper is Baroness Doreen Lawrence, and she was appointed to the Order of the British Empire for services to community relations in 2003 and was created a life peer in 2013. Now in 2001, she became the new president of SPA, which is Social Policy Association. Now they deal with racial justice, and they deal with climate control. They do a lot of things with that. So on a level, they are dealing, on some level, they are probably dealing with the WEF, but I cannot find anything where they're 100% direct line to the WEF. Now the newspaper helped her in her case with her son's death. But then she turned around and she's part of this group to sue the newspapers because she's saying that the Daily Mail hired investigators to hack her phone. Okay, and so now she's turned against them. She believes she should never have trusted the Daily Mail to help her on her case, even though she won the case. But you know, that's what it is. So we all just need to be aware about what's going on. So I'm gonna I want to look at this card here. I'm gonna use a Tinker's Tarot, and I'm gonna pull a card about what is going to happen with this. Each of these people in this case, because I think for them to win the case, let's just say if it goes to court, it goes further in the case after this preliminary hearing. It really probably only takes one of them to prove a point for the whole case to be won by them. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, if they won one piece, they're going to say they won the case, and then you know, the people who are backing them, it's unlimited money and unlimited funds really to throw at this case. So they're going to try to find something. I'm an auditor, right? And my job is to find things that are wrong. And I'm not doing my job if I can't find something wrong, because nobody's 100% in compliance. Not every company we go to, there's always something we can help them improve on. So just like with this lawsuit, if you throw enough money at it, okay, you can find something wrong, or you can pay somebody to say something's wrong. It does, you know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing it out there. So if you want to find something, you can. So I'm going to pull out a card for each of these plaintiffs, because it's in the name of Harry, but the other four are part of this group lawsuit. So I'm going to read and see what each person wants, because I think some people want one thing and other people want another, although they're all still tied into this game here. So let's see. The first card is going to be for Harry. What does he want out of this lawsuit? What does he truly want out of this lawsuit? Right, that's his card. Then we're going to do one for Elton John. What does Elton John really want out of this lawsuit? What does Elizabeth Hurley really want out of this lawsuit? That's her next. Okay, this is Elizabeth. And the last one is Miss Baroness Doreen Lawrence. What does she want out of this lawsuit? Drop the card. That's it right there. So we got 4 cards. Okay, so let's read these cards. So we have, so what we have here is Harry. Harry's card is Courier of Air, but it is reversed. So there's that house on the hill again, the castle, children, thoughts, but it's upside down. So to me, it's saying that this is the card of deception. It's like much talk. The Courier of Air is strategic communication. There's like much talk, but there's a lot of deception, right? He's using it. Again, he's an opportunist. He wants to get back in the media. That's all he wants to do. Whether the cases are true or not, he just wants to get back in the media. He would love to see their downfall. Because when he was a child, he lost his mother and he's hurt, right? He just feels like they worked along with the royal family. They just ruined his life. Okay. With Elton John, the Revere, right side up. So this is dealing with three of swords is what it is. It's dealing with the heart. Maybe he passionately thinks there's something wrong with the media, that they have caused a lot of pain in his life. And he wants people to know what he's gone through and how that he's been hurt by the press. So he's really truly is hurt by the press and some things they've done to him. He's not looking for revenge. He's just looking to have the dues paid back. You hurt me, and I want you to know how much you've hurt me. You made me bleed, and I want you to know that. So, well, actually, you could say he wants him to bleed too, but that's definitely only because they really truly have hurt him. This is not made up. This is something that's true. He's cried about it. The pen and the sword was very hard on him in certain cases and things they've written about him. Now, this is Elizabeth Hurley. Her card is, Mayor of Earth. And the Mayor of Earth is the King of Pentacles. So she's looking for some money, y'all. Like I told y'all, Stephen did not leave her child his inheritance or a portion of the inheritance. So she's looking to make money with this. She's a friend of Elton John. She's there because of him, but she knows she can get some money. She's believing she can get some money out of this as well. And she's getting back at the Bing family for not leaving her anything. Some kind of way, the Bing family is a part of the WF or associated with the WF, and because she didn't get money through him, she's using the WF to get money from the news media. It's a way to get money and comfort. She's gonna get something out of it financially, financial reward for her. Okay, and then this is Baroness Doreen Lawrence, 4 of water. Now you remember her son died. He was killed, a racial attack. 4 of water. So the water's cups and emotions. But she's trying to put her heart aside for how she really feels and think about it with her brain. This lawsuit, someone's gotten to her and told her, well, remember in the beginning they helped her with her lawsuit with the issue with her, the newspaper helped her with the issue regarding her son's death, and now she's gone against them. Someone's put it in her head that they are her enemy, and so she is now going after them, and she's separating how she really feels with what she thinks now, and she feels like they should be taken down if they've done the things that she thinks they've done or she's been told they've done by tapping her phones or whatever years ago. Then she feels like they should pay for it. So she's putting her heart aside because she's a very emotional woman. This is a hard case for her because it was her son, and she's gone to do a lot of things because of it, but she's putting all those emotions aside about what they helped her do in the beginning, and now she's thinking about what someone's told her. Evidently maybe they've showed her something, I don't know, but they've got her on their side and said, this is what we need to do. We need you in on this. We can help you and your organization, and you move up the ladder if you help us do this, because they did you wrong and you need to take, we need to take them down. And so they've talked her into doing this. They've talked her into doing it. Okay. And she's put emotions aside. It's a very emotional situation is why she's even involved in this. Definitely. The 2 emotional people truly are these. And these 2 people, Harry and Elizabeth Hurley, are the most opportunists. These people have been hurt. She's been conned. He's been hurt. These are opportunists. Okay. Anyway, that's my reading for today. Anyway, y'all have a great day. Please leave your comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. And if you need a reading with me, I am a life coach and I'm a mediator. You know how to get in touch with me. It's ascensionsoulcoaching@gmail.com. And if you have not subscribed or liked, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share the video, and I hope you all have a great day. Blessings.